Unit 4, Part 2, Ordinal Numbers. So you're going to be adding this to the Escuela Vocab Notes page that you've already completed. Make sure that you give yourself some space to fill in. You're not only going to be writing the words, what they are in Spanish and English, 10 words, but you're also going to take a few notes. So go at your own pace and pause as often as you need to and get this all completed. So first, what are ordinal numbers in English? So I was going to have you type your guess in the chat, but can't really do that when you're watching a video. So ordinal numbers, that's a really fancy way of saying first, second, third, fourth. It's all of those, that's what those words are. Sixth, seventh, eighth. So here's what they are in Spanish. This first one is kind of unusual. We have two different things going on here. So this first one is primer. That also is primero. Remember, the at symbol shows that it's either primero or primera, and that means first. So on your page, you should be writing primer and primer with the at symbol on the end, but make sure that you know that that means it's either or. Now, something that you need to note and write down is that primer is one of two ordinal numbers that drops that ending. Well, there's probably a really good reason why, but not enough time to go into it. So instead, you just need to remember that this one drops it. And an abbreviation for this, if you wanted to say primero, oops, those are switched. Fix that really quick. If you wanted to say primero, then you would, if you wanted to abbreviate it, just like we have it like first and second and things like that with the ND floating. For this one, all you would have to do is have one and a little a to show that it's primera, or one with a little o floating to show that it's primero. Next one, the word second is segundo or segunda. It means second, and its abbreviation would be 2 with a little a for segunda, 2 with a little o for segundo. To say third, this is the second one. There are two ordinal numbers that drop the ending. This is the second one. So now these complete how you need to pay attention to those. Tercer means third. Tercero and tercera both mean third. And then the abbreviation, the 3 with a little a, 3 with a little o, and that a and o depends on which one you use, tercero or tercera. Fourth is cuarto. If you need to, write on your page just above this or near it that it's going to make a KWA noise. Cuarto, cuarto. We've seen this before. We knew it with time, and it meant a quarter to or a quarter after. Now it also means fourth. And there are the abbreviations. Fifth is quinto. Quinto. If you need to write and tell yourself that it has the word qui in the beginning, quinto, then that would help. Remember, it also means quinta. Next one is sexto or sexta. That means sixth. There are the abbreviations. Next one is seventh, septimo. Notice that there's an accent on that E. Make sure that you include it. Septimo, septima. Notice that that's also where you put your emphasis, septimo. And then here you have your abbreviations. Octavo, octava. That is how you say eighth. And one way to remember that, ocho, octavo. Next is ninth. Remember the number 9 is nueve. It has an N and a V in it, so that might help you remember this one. Ninth is noveno, novena. And there are the abbreviations. And then the last one, 10th, is decimo, decima. And it even looks like the word decimal. And when you think about when you put a decimal plate, the next one is, your ones and your tens. So you can see how it might be related. And also notice that there's an accent on this E. That's where you put your emphasis. Decimo, decima. And that means 10th. All right, now ordinal numbers always go before the noun, just like English. This is one of the few times where it's identical. For example, first hour is primera hora. Fifth person, or rather the fifth person, la quinta persona. So you can see how that's working. So you're going to want to make sure that you jot that down. The ordinal numbers always go before the noun, just like English. And ordinal number endings have to match the noun that you're talking about. So let's take a look and see what I mean. You kind of saw it in the example before, but for example, first hour, primera hora. Notice This became primera and not primero because we're talking about this is our noun and it ends in an A, so we want to make sure that it matches. Next one, la quinta persona. Once again, the quinto, quinta becomes quinta because we are talking about persona and this ends in an A. Now, what about this? The second friend, el segundo amigo. So our noun is amigo, it ends in an O. So that tells us that our ordinal number is going to end in an O. I think there's one more. There's the eighth notebook, octavo cuaderno. Again, cuaderno is our noun, it ends in an O. So we're going to make sure that our ordinal number does as well. Okay, now you are finished. I'm going to quickly breeze through these because I want to show you your homework. This is the homework. You can work on this until it is time to return. Notice, amigos, that over here we have a, well, this is, you have to look at this word right here, calendario, and then answer these questions. And then, yeah, the instructions are there. There's a video to watch, so make sure that you complete that. All right.